guys, it's Doodle. If you are thinking about delving into the world of motorcycles, like I did very recently, I'll tell you how I did it. First of all, if you have no experience riding, or if you just want to be safer about it, I highly recommend finding a motorcycle safety foundation course in your area and taking it. That is how I first started with motorcycles. I had ridden on the back of one once with an ex, and I had no interest. I was like, this feels dangerous. I don't feel like I have a lot of control. I'm overly exposed. No, thank you. But then, more recently, I'd gone through a breakup, and I decided I'm just gonna try every single wild idea that pops into my head. And a weekend learning how to ride motorcycles was one of those ideas. So I thought that's all it would be one fun weekend to pass the time and check off my list. But I was hooked. After that weekend, I knew I had to make this a part of my whole life. I just loved riding. I was squealing on the track, going 5 miles an hour on a Honda Grom. Oh, and it was so much fun. So I decided I need to buy one. But I had no idea anything about motorcycles. So I started out doing some online research looking for best beginner bikes. And looked at some reviews on YouTube. Chase on Two Wheels was great, super informative. He rides the bikes and talks about them as he's riding them. I'll put a link in the bottom. So I narrowed down a few of those, looked at those on Craigslist, and then sent them to my instructor from the MSF course and asked him, do you think these look like bikes I could get? And he responded, what do you want? These are all very different styles. And I had no idea. So I just didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I wanted a motorcycle. So he recommended I go into dealerships and sit on different bikes, see them in person, see the different styles, and get a feel for which ones I actually like in person. So I went armed with my beginner's list. I put a blurb to my friends that I had made from the MSF course. We made a Facebook group to keep in contact. And I asked any of them to come with me. I was gonna go. One guy showed up, Zane. He's been my savior in all this, super informative and helpful throughout it all. So we went to World of Motorcycles in Marietta, I think. And I sat on different bikes there. I sat on a bunch of sport bikes, sat on some cruisers, sat on, that might be it actually. Yeah, cruisers and sport bikes. The dirt bikes I didn't even look. I mean, I looked at, but I didn't bother sitting on them because I knew I wanted to be out on the road, going through long, beautiful drives in the country. So in person, I found that I loved cruisers. I just loved that they looked like they were from 1985. They were so comfortable to sit on. I just loved them. So I knew that was the style I wanted to go. And even just the lifestyle I wanted on a motorcycle. I wanted to be cruising. I wanted to be riding on pretty long roads. I'm not a racer. I'm not an aggressive driver. I don't need to be wild and sporty. That's not me. So cruisers it was. And then with that, but I still wanted to keep looking. So for about 2 months, every weekend, I went to gear shops, trying on gear, figuring out what was comfortable, what kind of styles I liked, and also different dealerships, still sitting on more bikes and asking the sales reps there a lot of questions. Like, I was there pretty much until after close, every dealership and store I went to. I was probably really annoying because I asked a lot of questions, sat on like everything, tried on everything, and didn't buy anything for 2 months. But I needed to learn. I had no idea anything about this stuff. So I finally narrowed down at least which cruisers I liked best. They were all small cruisers. I loved the Honda Rebel Cruiser, the Suzuki S40 Boulevard, and the Yamaha V-Star. All in person, felt manageable for my size. I'm 5'3", 107 pounds. I could have both my feet flat on the ground. They felt really comfortable and they were so pretty. So I set on those. And then I started looking at, again, YouTube review videos on those bikes and doing research on them, and then found that at least I couldn't find within my budget a Honda Rebel Cruiser any higher than 250cc. 250 I've seen recommended for beginners, but I also saw a lot of people online saying on the highway, if cars can move faster than you, like you're not going to be able to dodge very well with 250cc. So some people recommended higher, and I wondered if, can I go too high? Am I going to be able to handle it? I don't know. And just because, I don't know, I decided to go for at least 500cc for that reason, to be able to avoid or dodge traffic if I need to quickly. So I decided I was going to look at Yamaha V-Star and Suzuki S40 online on Craigslist because I had a pretty low budget, and I had a list of questions I would ask each seller, which I'll put a link for in the space below, and then I saw this one Suzuki S40 Boulevard 2005 white. Oh, it was so beautiful. And I just forgot about all my logic and all my homework and my questions that I was asking annoyingly to every seller I was interested in. And instead I just contacted the person and said, is it still available? Can I pick it up this Sunday? Contacted one of my friends and asked him if he could ride it back, because I wasn't going to drive it back. I wasn't comfortable there. Only 2 days riding motorcycles at all. So, not yet. Parking lots for me for a while first. So he helped do that, and then one of our other friends came too, and he test drove it. They both inspected it. They told me, like, you know, it shows its age. It needs some TLC. It's got, like, the brake pads need some work. The rear view mirror needs some tightening. But at that point, there was almost nothing they could say that would make me not get it. I was just so in love with it. It was beautiful. I was sold. So they brought it home for me, and I've had it in my parking garage for about a week. I haven't ridden it yet. I've just been going on and working on turning it on, because I didn't even know how to turn it on. Working on the controls. This weekend I finally picked some gear. I found a jacket I love that makes me look like Indiana Jane. I found a beautiful red Icon Armada helmet. So that should be getting in soon. And I have to get my tags. And then once I have all those things, then I will ride it. And I will take it only first to a parking lot behind my house and practice there with a Motorcycle Safety Foundation app. I will post a link about that on the bottom as well, because I can't remember what it's called right now. But that app has an organized curriculum of practice lessons to do on your bike, which will make my family really happy, because they're already very concerned about me riding motorcycles right now. So that's how I delved into this world. So I will keep posting updates about how I'm learning, how I'm doing, since I'm so new at this. Hopefully I can help any of you newbies too. Bye!